If you had a different childhood, do you think you will be a different person today? If the answer is yes, this presentation might be interesting to you because it is to me. The main reason I'm doing this project, which is mainly focused on kids, is because of two pillars. One, because I strongly believe the children of today are the leaders of tomorrow. And because in order for us to have a better world, is each one of us responsibility. It depends on us. But it more depends on those who are going to be here when all of us are gone, which means the kids. And the second reason is because I was once that child that grew up without self-confidence, grew up thinking that I'm not good enough, thinking that I can't do nothing powerful, thinking that I can't achieve nothing, thinking that I'm worthless, basically. Oh, I see surprising faces. I know, right? Like this powerful, beautiful, gorgeous queen standing right here was one with low self-confidence. I was. And also I was bullied in high school for a long period of time. And you cannot tell. But the reason why you cannot tell is because I work on myself enough to not be what other people have done to me. I work on myself enough to choose who I want to be and not be who other people want me to be. And because I wake up every day thinking and asking myself, who do I want to be? And I choose who do I want to be, and I don't let other people choose it for me. When I was struggling with my self-confidence, it would have helped if I had somebody around me who remind me of my worth, who remind me of my power, who remind me of my potential. Unfortunately, I didn't have it, but that didn't stop me, because even though I had a rough childhood, my childhood does not define my destiny. Imagine how many children around the world wake up every day thinking that they are not good enough, powerful enough, strong enough, wise enough, worthy enough. That they wake up every day thinking, feeling, believing that something is wrong with them, that they're supposed to be doing something, that the way their hair look, the way their body look, or the way they dress is wrong because other people don't approve it. Imagine how many kids wake up every day doubting themselves, thinking that they can't go nowhere, they can't do nothing, just because of the people around them or because of the circumstances made them feel that way. Now imagine if those same kids can wake up every day thinking, feeling, believing that they are good enough, that they are powerful, that they are worthy. Imagine if those kids that wake up doubting themselves can wake up empowering themselves. Because whenever we have those kids growing, being ashamed of failing, ashamed of making mistakes, what if we can tell them that, hey, it is okay to make mistakes, it is okay to fail, because failures and mistakes are simply feedbacks and not punishment. Because mistakes and failures are simply another form of experience. And because mistakes and failures can teach you, can empower you. Because in every mistake and in every failure, there is a lesson you must learn. Talking about lessons, I believe there is three ways in where we can learn lessons in life. The first one is the main one that everybody is scared of, which is pain. Yeah, pain can teach you, believe it or not. Why? But why are we ashamed of pain? Why are we so scared of pain? It's because the society we grow up in. If you are in pain, something is wrong with you. If you are crying, something is wrong with you. If you don't feel good, something is wrong with you. But we forget that we are human beings, and we are allowed to not be okay. We are allowed to struggle. We are allowed to cry. We are allowed to not be what other people want us to be. And because when I was struggling with my self-confidence and my self-belief, something that helped me is change my perception around pain. Instead of being ashamed of suffering or being ashamed of going through pain, I started seeing pain as an energy that I can use to better myself, as energy that I can use to empower myself, as energy that I can use to simply keep moving forward. And something I used to tell myself back then, and I still do, is the pain will leave you once it's done teaching you. The pain will leave you once it's done teaching you. And that has carried me a long way. If it wasn't because of that, I wouldn't be here standing. The second way we can learn lessons in life is with money. Absolutely. You can pay somebody, you can pay a coach, you can pay a mentor, you can go to school to get your education. But you paying somebody else to learn certain things, you still have to do the work. Because no matter if you go to a psychologist, no matter if you have a mentor, no matter if you have a coach, you still have to do the work. Because if you don't work, nothing is going to work. If you don't change yourself, nothing is going to change in your life. So if you have money, you can spend it. Oh, they want to do it for me. But remember, nobody will do for you what you cannot do for yourself. Because no matter how many coaching, how many mentors, how many professors, none of them is going to come and do for you what you cannot do for your own self. And the third way that we learn lessons, I think which is the most powerful, is through experiences. Because once you experience something, you know it and you believe it. For example, all here, most of us are athletes, right? No matter how many times our coach can tell us, oh, do this, be in this position, pass this ball this way. Until you don't do it yourself, you don't fully learn it, which is experience is important. Because whenever you experience something, you learn how to do it. You feel how to do it. And you can teach others how to do it. So, if every kid can wake up every day accepting and understanding that everything that they go through is simply a source of experience and that they can learn from the experience, I think all of us will be in a better position. And why not teach them things that we don't learn mainly in school? For example, self-confidence. I don't have a class about self-confidence. Do you guys do? I don't think so. Self-confidence, self-discipline, self-consistency, self-support, self-belief. It's all about self. Because self, the power of you knowing yourself is going to carry you a long way. Because if you don't know who you truly are, anybody can tell you who to be. And that's dangerous. Because people are not allowed to choose who you are going to be. That's your own responsibility. And also teach them about emotional intelligence. How many of us don't know how to manage our emotions or manage our thoughts? Or we don't know how to communicate with other people? It's not because we don't know how to do it. It's simply because we haven't learned how to do it. That's where emotions come from. Because what do they tell, for example, to the guys? Don't cry. Don't show your emotions. If you're a boy and you cry, something is wrong with you. But we forget that before them being boys or men, they are human beings. And as human beings, they are allowed to cry, they are allowed to fail, they are allowed to not be okay. But all of those things come with emotional intelligence, which unfortunately they don't teach in school. Another thing I can teach them with my project is critical thinking. The ability to think for yourself. Not to think what other people want you to think, or simply listen to something and believe it. If you can think for yourself, you can question things, you can analyze it. Because you will be surprised how many people walk around life without even questioning things. They tell you something, you're going to believe it. Because you see it on social media, because something posted, because you read it in a book. No. You are allowed to think for yourself. You are allowed to question things, especially kids. Whenever a kid asks something, oh, don't ask those things. You have to do this, or you have to believe this thing. So we don't allow kids to be kids. Because we want to force them to believe what we believe. At least that's not my project is about. My project is, I can have a belief, I can have a thought, I can have an idea, I can have any information, but I will allow every kid to question it. I will allow every kid to use their own mind to develop themselves, which I said at the beginning, the power of self. Because if we can empower kids to know that their destiny is on their hands, we're going to have better kids, that they can wake up every day knowing, thinking, feeling, and believing that whatever they do, however they act, whatever they believe, is on them, and they are allowed to carry their own life because their life belongs to them. Not to their parents, not to the school, not to nobody else, but it belongs to them. And because if a child can know that their own thoughts create the reality, I think kids will be more mindful about the type of thought they allow in their life. Because consistent thoughts create reality. Consistent thoughts create reality. Whatever you believe strongly about yourself, you are absolutely right. If I stand right here and I tell you all, I believe I'm stupid, you all are going to believe me because that's what I believe about myself. But if I come here and I say, I'm powerful, you all are going to believe me because that's exactly what I think about myself. Another thing which I'm going to teach in my school is how to be you. As simple as that. Be you. That you don't have to dress like somebody else, think like somebody else, act like somebody else. in order for you to be happy, in order for you to be successful. How many of you, when you were growing up, you will have wished you had somebody who told you, hey, even if you fail, even if you made a mistake, you're still worthy. Hey, even if you are insecure, even if you have fears, you're still powerful. How many of you have wished to have those voices when you were growing up? Guess what? Even though you didn't have it when you were growing up, now you have the chance and the opportunity to be that voice for the present and future kids. As Federick Douglas once said, it's easier to raise strong children than to repair broken men. I'm going to say it again. It's easier to raise strong children than to repair broken men. My name is Christina, a child from Everyday Inn, and my project is to remind every kid of their unlimited power. That's all.